Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, and this week I want to talk to you guys about Demon Slayer. Now, I wasn't really planning on doing an episode about Demon Slayer so soon. I was actually going to wait till the whole season ended, much like I did last season when I reviewed Season 2. And with Season 2, I really liked it. I thought the pacing was well, the fight was animated really well, and UFO Table did a great job of just, animating the entire show. But unlike Season 2, something about this season feels off. It feels very boring and a bit slow paced. And I think there are a couple reasons for why I'm not quite feeling Season 3 like I was Season 2. Now, my original plan was to release this video a week ago, but I decided to give it one more episode since the episode ended on a pretty interesting cliffhanger, so I decided to watch that cliffhanger and see what happened. And unfortunately, it was actually probably the worst episode so far. In that episode, I feel like even less happened somehow. So I'm not really going to recap what happens in Season 3. I'm just going to really talk about what I feel my issues with it are and what I like and don't like about it so far. But I'm going to start with probably the biggest issue and the most glaring one is Tanjiro himself. I said this in my last video. It was one of the only negative things I said about Season 2, and it wasn't really negative then, it was more neutral, but I don't think Tanjiro is an amazing main character for a shonen. I think he's just fine. I think if you look at more popular shonens or other shonens, you have Edward Elric. He's charismatic, he's funny, he's great. There's so many personalities I can think about with Edward from Brotherhood. Goku. Goku may be a bit generic, but he's personable, he's fun. There's never a dull moment when he's on screen. Plus, he also has a great supporting cast. In Demon Slayer, his two main supporting casts aren't in this arc so far. I don't think they're going to show up. And which is good, because I actually think they are not as good as Tanjiro, which, as you already know, I just said Tanjiro is pretty average, so that's kind of a problem. But one of the things I did say I love about Demon Slayer in the past was I like the characters that kind of fill the role of side characters temporarily, almost like guest party members. And those are the Hiroshima, or honestly anyone else from Demon Slayer Corps, or whatever they're called. So the two guest characters we have so far are Genya and Takedo. And I know there's the female Hiroshima with the ribbon sword. She really hasn't been in the show much so far, so I'm not really going to talk about her. She might make the show a bit more interesting, but here's my problem. Both of those characters don't bounce off well with Tanjiro. The Takedo is even more boring than Tanjiro, and his backstory, well, somewhat interesting so far, hasn't really shown much. Genya's backstory is slightly more interesting since he looks like he's related to the other Hiroshima. But so far, I don't really think it's fun. I don't really think they've done anything to really pull me into it. And the action so far is also just fine. Everything about the season just ranks as fine. And honestly, if it wasn't for UFO Table with its amazing, just fantastic animation, I'm not sure I'd be as interested in watching it. I'm watching it weekly, but I'm kind of wondering why. When I finish any arc of My Hero Academia, even the ones I didn't really care for, I still felt satisfied. I still never felt like this arc was really boring. It just may not have jumped out at me initially. But I can say the art is pretty consistent with the anime and the manga, and the manga is drawn really well, and the anime does a great job of encompassing what makes the manga's art style so great. Bones does a great job. I would love to read Demon Slayer, but I don't think it looks very good, to be honest. And I'm someone that really, really likes the art. And maybe if it wasn't for UFO Table setting the bar so high, maybe I'd be more inclined to give the manga a chance. But I don't want to go off on a tangent too much, but like I said, the first big issue I see with the show is Tanjiro. Without good characters from the bounce off, and like he did in Mugen Train and the Entertainment Art District, those two Hiroshimas, I don't think he works very well as a main character. He needs someone lively to bounce off of, and Genya is pretty much boring Bakugo, and Takedo is just boring. So I kind of feel like that's part of the reason why this is boring. The second thing that really is irking me so far is what is happening with this power scaling. I don't fully understand what's happening. We saw the scale of where Tanjiro should be on that demon chart. I can't remember, but I think it was a little below half or something like that. I'll show a picture here. And then you see the Hiroshima all the way up here. I don't know how he's fighting upper 4 and 3 demons, and that doesn't make any sense to me. The fact that he's wounding them at all is problematic to me. The fact that this Hiroshima cannot escape this water vase is a problem for me, because I feel like if all it takes is to suffocate Hiroshima, I feel like this war should have been won. This arc is kind of bothering me with the power scaling a little bit. I'm trying not to let it trip me up too much, because I know that Tanjiro and Genya couldn't cut the little miniature upper 4 demon, but they're still damaging the crap out of the other ones when they're spread apart. It just feels really weird. It almost feels like either Tanjiro is getting way too strong, or these demons feel a lot weaker than I thought they were. I don't know. The power scaling just feels a bit off to me. Maybe that's me. And the last thing is, I mean, I kind of already said it, but it's Takedo. I do not care for this Miss Hiroshima. I really don't. I feel like he could be more interesting. I don't like the fact that he's been trapped underwater for like 2 episodes. I don't really like the fact that he hasn't done much. I kind of like the fact that he's growing into a character, and Tanjiro is kind of breaking him out of his shell of being this kind of by the books, single track minded character. But I feel like the development's coming so slow, I almost don't care. It's kind of a shame, but I can tell you the one thing I really do love about this arc. Well, I guess 2 things, and I already said the animation, but the other one is Nezuko. And boy, I love me some Nezuko. And I'm starting to think, every time she's on screen and fighting, I get really excited. But when she's not, I'm realizing I'm not caring about this season in particular nearly as much. And I think the art and Nezuko is the only thing holding this season up for me at all. I still love Demon Slayer. I know the manga's already over, so I can't imagine there's more than 3 more seasons left, if that. So I'm definitely going to finish it. I mean, I'm what, like 30, 40 episodes in, so why not? I just wanted to say that this season is kind of lacking, and I don't really understand why. I kind of hope this doesn't become the norm. I kind of hope this story beat doesn't stay where it is in the following seasons to come, where, you know, there's just 12 episodes and there's just one giant fight with the one Hiroshima and, I don't know, 1 or 2 upper class demons. Like, this plot feels more repetitive, and I don't feel like we're actually getting any traction done in the overall plot of what should be happening. For a show very reminiscent of Bleach, it's really just doing all the fight scenes and nothing else. And believe it or not, Bleach for a while had a really decent story in the Soul Society and even the beginning of the Honorar Act. So I really hope there's more plot developing with this anime, but I don't know. I guess if not, I guess it looks pretty at the very least. But what do you guys think? Do you guys feel that season 3 is doing well? Do you guys feel that season 3 is kind of disappointing you guys like it is me? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification. I have more manga reviews, anime reviews, all the good shonen stuff coming. So, see you guys later. Thanks.